Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back. We're jumping on into map number 2 of AHQ, taking on Absolute. We're here on Mirage now to find out if Absolute can close this out, because they had a hell of a job closing out the previous map. So this best of 3 may prove just as difficult to do so in. We're coming into the pistol round now. Both teams readied up, knife's already gone down, and Absolute will be starting on the terrorist side by the looks of things. So we'll take an early glance towards the pings of both teams, and you can see the situation is essentially the same as before. Rada playing on 145 ping again. Still, that didn't limit him in the previous map, finding massive impact on the AWP and top fragging for his team. As we come towards this map, we already see Absolute taking out a bit of utility. Takesh has got a smoke and a flashbang to work around. AHQ take just one kit on Fly King alongside 2 flashbangs. Probably what we want to see. Not the 2 kit situation that was coming through in dust from Absolute. Zygon takes opening damage. Flashbang goes over as Takesh looks to make his way out with the P250. His teammates have already come up to support him from Con. And finding the bomb plant, Absolute have at least get... Oh my god, Zygon refuses to die. He's on 3 HP. They've gained themselves a little bit of an advantage. Flash goes through. Crow's not blind though. He peeks out with the Glock in hand, finds 2 headshots, leaving Fly King low HP. Zygon's already low as well, so this could get... I don't know where Barris is looking, but he's taken down quite quickly into a 2v3. This could get very close in the end. With such low HP on some of these players, Lasvel should find it easy to finish this out, or indeed Takesh on the P250, as Fly King was previously lit up, I believe, by Crow. So he's down to just 13 HP. Or 12 HP, I think. 1-0, Absolute find the pistol round, and a bit of a passive hold from AHQ. They certainly got punished for it. Playing primarily over towards the B-bomb side and passive in CT. Couldn't say a whole lot about things until the bomb had already gone down, and the engagements from short, really from Zygon. He got dinked the second that he peeked out. So that kind of definitely put a spanner in the works for AHQ's game plan. Absolute want to make their way towards the A-bomb site. They've gone back. I wonder if they're going to set up for utility here. You can see they're playing passive, waiting for someone to push up behind, but eventually, yeah, indeed, they're going to throw lots of util over, a smoke execute on the bomb site, which is unusual in this round, but I guess they maybe suspect AHQ have gone for a force buy or a full stack. In which case, the smokes would definitely help situations. For now, though, it allows the pistols to get up close in some of these fights, as they wouldn't really be looking for the long-range duels anyways. Takesh is taking a risk on 22 HP, continuing to aggress. He realizes that and eventually backs off. Now we'll just play support for Barris, who's going through with the MAC-10 and finding the final kill. On 2-0, lots of SMG frags, indeed entirely SMG frags coming through from the T side. And the fact that they had so few of them definitely gives them an advantage in that regard, because Barris and Takesh have got a lot of money to work with. But the fact that Lasvel lost a weapon, Crow also has a MAC-10 to work with, it does leave them in a bit of an awkward spot, I suppose, all things considered. They have to take themselves out. One more AK. Who buys it is the question. I think in this situation, you could definitely see Barris buying the AK, allowing Crow to get more utility. They know they're going to be up against a full buy from AHQ. Or at least they should know that that was a full eco in the previous round. Excusez-moi, the hay fever again just getting at me. So, Lasval takes out a very unusual weapon of choice, I think, for this. MP7 is not what I would have expected, knowing you're up against a full buy. And as they get completely torn apart, Raida, with the only one with the AK, is dropped as well. This may be 5 players left alive for HQ. Indeed it is. Look how much money they've just saved over. And Absolute coming into that round with 4 SMGs, one of which was bought in this round. Really weird situation. I'm not really sure what the thinking was behind it. And again, they've definitely paid for that decision making. Now they come in with 4 AKs. Lasval again in a difficult spot where armor and a pistol is the best he can manage. But ever a team player doesn't take head armor and instead flashbang to support his teammates. How kind. Swing comes out from Chance to try and trade his teammate, and he gets 2 for it. You do not expect to be walking away with 2 kills in that situation, but he keeps on spraying and eventually connects it, leaving Absolute definitely on the back foot as they lose another player to Kej going down. Sure, Raida manages to pull it back, but even with the A-bomb side open, it is a 2 versus 3. Flash on the cross doesn't connect towards Chance, who's able to further extend his kills in the round over to 3, and the long-range fight goes the way of the AUG almost every time. 2-2. AHQ now have themselves a lot of control over their economy. You can see how much money's left in the bank for them. They're feeling perfectly comfortable coming into this round, where it should only get stronger for them, as Absolute come in with just a couple of pistols. Nice nades early on as well. Chance is doing pretty well right now. And Absolute, it's worth mentioning, obviously they did a lot better. Excuse me, they did a lot better on the terrorist side over on Dust 2. So we kind of expect the same of them, I suppose, here. Decent T-sided performance. But as of right now, it's not looking too great. It won't improve here, but in the next round is where we need to see a change. They don't want to allow AHQ to get momentum, because we've definitely seen what these guys can do with it when they swapped over to the terrorist side of Dust 2. Flash goes over. Chance is swinging out with the AK, not able to find anything just yet. Absolute are playing passive, but eventually give away the fact that they're here. Deagle's singing out towards the ramp. Only one player's been spotted, so they still suspect that there's a chance it'll be a B hit. They've left H or over towards B, just in case. They don't want to allow the bomb plant to roll. One kill isn't really terrible for Absolute, considering the investment they had. But the problem for them now is that AHQ have got a lot of money to work with. A lot of cash. So Absolute really need to win this round. They, if not win it, they definitely need like 3 to 4 kills to really chip away at the CT side economy, because you do not want to allow them to have control over their economy so early on. Playing very spread out though. They go for early B aggression but don't fully commit to it, instead going for A as they find an opening kill. Smoke on the cross as well to allow that bomb to go down. They get aggressive in CT. Trades go through, so it doesn't matter too much that they lose a man. And they still have Crow towards the B bomb site. As the bomb's planted, he's trying to catch them rotating, lands himself some damage to HRR, but nothing further. And AHQ now kind of trapped. They don't really want to fully rotate. They know there's still a player towards B that they could maybe take down, but that just slows them in going for the retake, putting them into a better position on the absolute side. Even with one less man there, the fact that they're retracting one of these three members of the CT side eventually leads AHQ to go for a save. So a really valuable flanker, as they're in no threat of losing the round. At no point do they have to take a fight on the bomb site itself, just because of that one small detail. But even still, AHQ save forward 3 weapons, which is more than enough to get themselves a full buy right now. And considering where their economy's at, it also gives them a buffer for the next round too. Flash over mid. This could be very bad. You've already got Chan's up aggressive here, and he finds one, but instantly traded out. Okay, DM is doing a really nice job of finding that onto Bars. Bringing it back to a 3v3. And look, yeah, it's a pretty bad situation, I suppose, all in all, but it could be a whole lot worse. So by the look of it, DM is actually Cedric. I'm assuming, because there's no notes on the stand-in, so I'm gonna stick with DM though. I like it. It's beautiful. The 2v2 bomb plant on AHQ again, looking for a retake with HR low, DM on 74 HP. Maybe want to see just the save come through. I think it wouldn't be too unusual. But they want to go for it. And 2v2 is always tempting. It can always rope you in, but I would prefer to see just the economy gameplay too, because Zygon and Flyking don't have a whole lot of money between them. Inside the Molotov, Crow just steps out. Has no problem dispatching both of those opponents. And that's cost AHQ a lot. Nah, not to the extent that they won't buy here, but dropping over 2 weapons will put their economy back down low and keep them very, very modest. From DM doesn't look too great. Shut down right away. He was a little bit late towards the window, and Absolute had already set up 3 players there, one with an op. Obviously Lasvel the one finding that. Taking the op instead of Rada. We saw do a lot with it. Obviously he's just not feeling it right now, and you can see it. I feel really bad for him. He's on 140 ping. I feel like he just died before he even saw anybody there. The AUG peak from triple, shutting him down. Aggression coming through Palace as well. Chances up in their faces. If we can swap over to him there, you'll see he's coming up behind them. Catches off Crow. Lasvel as well, just slow walking forward. And this round should be over on the back of that alone. He's not going to shoot yet. He wants to get up, catch both of them off, line them up, finds one. Gotta be careful there. Lasvel had the chance to at least return that a little bit. But ultimately it goes to AHQ, clean as can be. They survive with 4 players. Now reinvestment into utility is still going to keep their economy low. The fact that Zygon has to drop over a weapon as well. So, look, they're not out of the heat just yet. The loss in this round will definitely sting. And Absolute are building up the rounds on the terrorist side. I guess the thing, though, you can say is that we don't expect AHQ in general to be weak on the terrorist side as we swap over. We've definitely seen a lot from them already. Over on Dust. For now, Absolute are going to angle towards mid. They've already got 4 players there, starting to push on down. Not a lot of utility left now, so they've deployed a lot of it. They need to make something happen off the back of this. You don't want to waste away so much of it for nothing. Deep nades going through. H-Shore holding down on short. He's only got an AUG to play with. They're going to close in on him. The flash is a little bit early. Not late. I mean, they're late pushing, as they're just picked apart. I mean, H-Shore was blind, but eventually regains his vision, and that's when the fight comes through. He's able to just tap them away. Crow now 1v3 is going to have to be a superhero. It's a difficult one to win out. Spots one in the window at least, but now on 6. One hit by any weapon. I love that. He basically jumped over the op shot. Five to 4, Absolute go in for just a weak buy, just a couple of pistols and play a faster strategy perhaps as the bomb comes in through Palace. It's going to try to waterfall down and get a bomb plant. No utility to support that play though. Never really going to be the easiest to obtain a bomb plant without util. There is only one player here though. Hiding behind tall box, getting the information for his team. Rotation should come over. H-Shore picks up one towards the B bomb site. And that bomb plant is... Oh, it actually might go through. Indeed it does. Takej manages it eventually as they were a little bit too passive. A little bit too scared of the pistols. And that's perfectly fine. Absolute. They get a kill. They get a bomb plant. That's mission accomplished. So 6 to 4, a really important round for Absolute. Sees Chance dropping a Molotov a little bit late, so he's going to be caught in the open. Luckily, though, Flyking's able to pick up one on the back of it. It was all by himself. They had to drop the smoke before the rest could run through. Swinging out for even more. Connects it onto Laswell on the back of Zygon's flashbang. H-Shore picks up one from the connector. He was taking on Crow. Sitting down on short, finding that frag. And so 1v2. Takej, Molotov in hand, flashbang goes through. He's going to try to take an early peek, doesn't spot anybody out, has no information to play with. Molotov ticks away at H-Shore, actually, bringing him down to 50. And they clearly don't have the info either, though, as a Molotov goes towards default. DM closes in the distance, pistol in hand, spray was almost there. H-Shore down to 32 HP in the end. But gets the defuse nonetheless, and another round for the CT side as Absolute trail behind. That bomb plant does allow them to get a full buy right here, though. So it's not over yet. They still have a lot of chances to build up the rounds. They definitely need more than what they're currently sitting on, though. Utility deployed towards the top of middle. Doesn't see too much of a return, because I guess the idea there was that you're going to peek in window, but flashed and smoked off the angle. There's not much you can really do. Opening kill goes through for Fly King, but Crow quickly gets the trade in. Playing over towards B on that one. And causing a rotation. No player to really focus on middle right now. You're going to have a passive A-hold, but Chance is already pushed up. Found himself Crow. Fly King takes Rada. An absolute. Left with mid-control. Left with connector and window. Well, left with connector now. But nothing to really do with that info. Because no matter which side they push towards, there could be a player coming up behind. As they move towards A, that is certainly the case. Chance sitting down towards the ramp. Takej may have the freedom to get a plant here, though, especially with a smoke still in play. Really nice shot onto DM. Fly King is going to aggress forward. Oh, no. It was a big play. Smoke went down. The idea there, drop the smoke, push through it, hold close right. When they push on forward, if it was just 2 seconds later, he'd be in position to catch them with a nade out or just not checking that angle in general. So with an 8-4 lead, AHQ now have got their economy pretty much under wraps. It's only Fly King that will suffer for eco, for cash, for dollar, if they lose this one. But the chances of them losing are pretty low. They're up against pistols. There's absolute can't. Well, let's hope that was a mouse wheel jump, because now we're into a 2v2 as Raid has found 2 on the CZ, and it's all onto Takej to pull off. Tech 9 in hand, not the weapon you want with 6 HP, but it's the weapon Takej has got to work with. Oh my god, Takej wins that fight, but he's not going to win this. HR quickly dispatches him as the bomb goes down. I'm really, like, what? He's up against an AWP, sure, but Tech 9 in hand, instantly with the headshot, connects the second. I thought for sure he was dead there as soon as I saw him crouch walking into the open. It's like, this is what you do when you've just given up. You just crouch walk into the open with a Tech 9. And 6 HP. That right there is the face of a man who gave up on life. But he still manages to win at least one duel. Push comes very aggressively towards short. You're going to see DM open it up with the AWP. Connects the second. Looking for the third. A little bit aggressive. That Molotov, though, does allow HR to find a frag. And although he's low HP, even if they manage to pick him up, there's already rotations towards the bomb site. There's not a lot of opportunities really to get this bomb plant down, as it's a 2v3. They definitely don't expect Zygon to be on the bomb side already. They don't expect Chance to be coming behind. I mean, there's a whole lot of factors working against this T side. It's going to start with Takej falling by the looks of things. Absolutely it is. Now, Zygon, who's already been spotted, has support from apartments, and Rada can't really do much towards the A bomb site. Eventually taken down by Zygon from the back. And so it's 10-4. The position that I didn't expect to see Absolute in, especially not starting out on the terrorist side, but perhaps they've got lots to show us on CT, and one can only hope, though. And wow, you can actually see the odds from GG.bet are still favoring Absolute to win out this map on 10-4 down. I can see why, in a way, that they're still favored. I mean, I wouldn't count them out, let's put it that way, but I would definitely say AHQ have done enough to win my favor to put them back ahead as favorites to win this map. Even if Absolute find this final round, that's just not enough. 10-5. Like, normally it would be, but just considering how well AHQ played on T-side Dust 2, it's like... Oh no, they line up for Zygon. He gets so much damage done. Low HP on Takej. With a man advantage to play with now, AHQ are feeling good about their spot. 50 seconds left. We need to see some form of movement, and it looks like it's going to be towards A. With 2 players there, fake utility being used up on B. Rotation's not going to be fully sold over. Okay, DM misses the opening shot, finds the second though onto Takej, and the third misses, but the fourth connects. Every second shot lands, that's how it seems to be. Misses the first, and in with the second. Fair enough. Everybody opts differently, and for DM, he just likes to give his opponents warning shots. 10-8 for his KD as we finish it off with a 4K in the final round. So definitely recovering his performance towards the end, and hell, he didn't need to do all too much because we've seen a lot of heavy lifting come through from Chans. I mean, he's definitely impressed me throughout this map. Now on 11-4, AHQ have got a huge advantage. And out of curiosity, let's see what GG.bet's thinking of that. This will refresh. So odd or even maps. Okay. We're getting treated to different odds every time we refresh. I was hoping to see the odds for this specific map though. We'll keep trying. We'll get it eventually. Absolute. Looking to play this a little bit more passive. They allow the Glocks to close in the distance, which at times can be a little bit of a risky play. This time it doesn't appear to be all too bad. DM picks up 1 though. Zygon holding close to the smoke, catches Takej off guard. And so it's back down to a 3v3, but Crow quickly trades it back, USP in hand. Lasvel closes. Oh, what a shot by Lasvel! This man's been really good on the flick shots throughout this series. And with the bomb now being defused, it should be deft in time. HRR going to be taken down after time. Nah, it's not really after time in the traditional sense, so the bomb was planted, so he still gets money. It's not the worst spot. 11-5. An important pistol round, definitely one that Absolute needed, and this scoreline isn't beyond recovery. We could most certainly see them come back into things. I really like the buy they've gone for as well, with only 1 SMG coming out. It's much more future-proofed, and considering AHQ have gone for an eco here, this is a nice spot. Now, they need to make sure that they save pretty much every weapon forward, and it's not looking good as Takej already falls. Losing an AUG. They can afford to lose nobody else. They need to upgrade the SMG over towards an AUG as Crow finds a long-range kill on the MP5? No, MP5 SD is the silenced one. MP9, of course. Catches me every time. Ever since the MP5 came in, I always doubt myself whenever I'm going for one. Like the MP7... Like MP9, no. MP5, no. Okay, so it is the MP7. Yeah. Happens every time. I don't know why it is. Why do they have to add so many MPs? It's just not necessary. So at this point, look, I know there's a lot of suspense, but I feel like Fly King shouldn't be walking away with this one. He's up against Shirt Crow's low HP, but he has no armor as well. So Fly King, I suppose, in a bit of a slightly advantaged spot if he ends up in that engagement. But then Lasval's there to take down as well. The thing is, though, I feel like, all in all, HQ have done just an absolutely absurdly good job. Considering the fact that they are as well up against 5 nades, so they bought 5 nades into this and didn't find any kills on the back of it. And yet still walk away with a significant amount of damage done. With potential for more. They can even get a bomb plant here. It's possible to passive plant this. There's nothing Lasvel can really do about it. Look, he gives up the angle as well. That's allowed Fly King out. He's freed him to push towards Kitchen. He could actually catch them off guard here. Swings in, catches 1. If that was Lasvel, he definitely could have walked away with that. But the fact that he takes Crow down first to his low HP isn't great. But what did I say to start this off? We wanted to see Absolute walk away with pretty much every weapon alive. At most, we wanted them to lose Crow on the SMG. But those 4 rifles they invested into are now gone by the wayside. And look at the buy they're going to come into this round with. They've got barely any utility. Raida's got a scout instead of what could have been even an AUG or indeed an AWP, perhaps. If all the cash was saved over and some of these players and SMGs got kills. And this is kind of worst case scenario for them. The only way it could be worse, obviously, is if they lost the previous round. But literally, it's hard to imagine a worse second round than losing 4 players while still winning the round. I guess if you lost all 5, if they like threw a nade, you killed them, and the nade killed you after, that'd be worse. But yeah, it's like I said, it's hard fought to find that situation. Opening kill goes through though for Lasvel, and at least that's a sign of hope. We're really worried about Absolute if they lose this round, because then AHQ just take off into the half. And 4v5, AHQ want to rotate towards the A-bomb side. They have no information really to play with, so it's a pretty big gamble wherever they take it. You're going to see Bars holding down up close to jungle. Pro on the ramp. Look at the damage done. Very quickly dealt with. And although we do see Bars fall, Raid is quick to return one on the scout. Takej finds it from short, and it's 11-7. Very quickly. Absolute walk away with that round. And they lose 2 players, sure. But they've got the money to float around, and this should be a bit better for their bank coming into round number 19, as AHQ have not got a whole lot to work with. They'll just have pistols and armor at best. Now they want to push towards the B-bomb site with the lack of kind of heavier weaponry. They still have utility to work with. I mean, 2 smokes is enough to get your cross smokes on A, but you still have to worry about the long-range fights from CT, especially with these AUGs in play. When AHQ is still with their 2 smokes in play, do actually want to start a rotation towards the A-bomb site. Both players here as well. So just like we said. And DM finds an opening onto Rada. That's on the B-bomb site. So that's going to keep 2 players over there. With mid-aggression, with the angle of coming down short coming through, it leaves only 1 player to defend towards the B-bomb site. As DM gets taken down, smokes go over. Now they know it's going to be a hit towards A. Full rotations coming through, but it's all on Crow to have a good defense. He's got to at least set the foundations for a retake to come through. 1 kill on the board isn't terrible because Chance was already low. And although Zygon gets 1, he's also only got 29 HP left. His leg was spotted. Instant death. Even with low ammunition, Takej finds that very easily with 29 health on the board. The spam through the smoke is easily obtained. 11-8. AHQ yet to get around on the board on their T side. Indeed, they've lost 4 in a row. Now they get a full buy though, and this is where they look to fight for it. And DM takes out an AWP as well, still with plenty of cash left over. So evidently angling towards B early on. You can see Fly King left in spawn to hold down for any aggression that may come through on A. HOR towards the B bomb site with 3 waiting for mid aggression. So a lot of this is hinged around Absolute getting aggressive, pushing forward and being caught off guard. No positions more so than middle. And we have seen Absolute get aggressive here before. Just think back to the previous round where Bar started to push up to flank down on short, but that was more desperate times. The clock was a little bit low and they had no information, so something had to come through. All they knew was 1 player towards the B apartment, so it made sense to push through middle. with so little time left. It's unlikely that early round it'll come through just because Absolute haven't been that kind of team so far. On Dust 2, absolutely. Hey, see what I did there? Absolutely they were, but not so much right here, right now on Mirage. They've been much more passive. Early round. Landing an opening and with HR already pretty low from the spams that went through in the B apartments and the nade. We are now a little bit worried for where AHQ want to take things. They come towards the A bomb site, but they have no smokes to go down to the cross, so they're using their flashbangs to try and close in the distance. Clearing out their angles. Bartz hears a player close connector, and oh no, Chance didn't check it properly. He only kind of half checked it, glanced away almost immediately. DM finds another kill, but he's straight away taken down, and with low HP on HR, down to 16 already. What can he do to defend this? 7 on the board. He's been hit by almost every player that's left alive, and as Lasval finishes him off, I think that holds true. Defuse already in plenty of time. There was no worry there. And it's 11-9. Absolute. I mean, they're looking so dominant right now on the CT side. We see a pause come through as AHQ should be going for a buy here. The bomb plant has boosted their economy up enough, and it's a tactical timeout. Interestingly, the first tactical timeout I think we've seen throughout this series. The others, to the best of my knowledge, were all technical. Although online technicals are also used as tactical, so you don't really need to call it tactical pause if you've just had a big tech issue, because while one of your teammates is sorting out the tech issue, the rest of you can just chat about what the problem is. Coming in 11-9 and Absolute closing in the distance. They're already 1-0 ahead in the series. So we definitely need to see a big reaction from AHQ to make this happen. Big change in their play. Big shift in momentum. Because at the moment, they've not been looking too good. It's not like the previous map where we said, you know, oh, well, a lot of these rounds were super close and AHQ could have pulled them off. It could have went either way. That's not the case right now. Absolute seem fairly in control a lot of the time. Definitely in control of the opening kills as another comes through. Takaj taking down Chance. Was boosted up, but just sitting there waiting for someone to push on in through ladder room. As that doesn't come into fruition. Watch out! A peek on middle there. It was for information, I suppose, but HR down lower is able to find that kill fairly easily, putting it back into an even 4-on-4 situation. Rada up with the AWP, finds an opening kill. Looks for a further one, dodging the flashbang, but unfortunately missing the shot as well. Holds down in connector though. I mean, this is ballsy, just standing there with the op in hand. Lands it onto HRR, swings out towards Tetris, lands the damage. 1 HP left on Fly King, who's instantly dealt with, and they know exactly where DM is. Barely any time as well. And it's 11-10. Absolute come through with another really strong round, and just on the back really of that AWP on Rada. Was so aggressive too. I mean, peeking towards connector in the first place when he found the kill on the player coming towards side, that was risky. Peeking a second time and then holding it, even riskier, and then pushing out wide towards default with an op when you know they're about to execute. Ballsy plays. If someone pushed Palace there, he would have been done for. He had a player in sandwich though to cover it at least, to give him that information that there was no one about to push Palace. Nice nade going in as well. Chan's down to 47 HP. So the pistols have closed in the distance massively. You're seeing Crow trapped towards Sandwich, and he's actually taken down. Players in CT, I mean, rated with an AWP. He's at least landing a quick double, boosting up those stats. Eco frags. Now into a 4v3, DM and Chance both low, so it should be... Oh no, the nade is misplaced. If it went towards ramp, it could do a lot of damage, but in Sandwich, nothing to be connected. They're waiting for these smokes to dissipate so that they can take fights on the range. It's certainly working out well for them so far. Deep smoke goes in. Takej is ready to find a kill towards Tetris as the peak came out, and even ready to capitalize in the close ramp corner. A bomb defusal goes through, but this round was never really in doubt. We didn't think at any point that AHQ looked massively favored. It definitely got a little bit shaky for Absolute when the bomb went down, but from the get-go, you would have assumed Absolute would walk away with the victory. The thing is, AHQ doing damage to the CT's economy, plus getting a bomb plan, so boosting their own, further bolsters their ability to contest this round, and they have the ability to buy up for the next one as well. So a difficult spot ahead of Absolute. Okay. That's all you can say to that, is just... okay. Zygon comes in with a very nice opening kill. I think he saw the feet. Into a 5v2. And kills come in very, very quickly. Crow manages to find one, but it doesn't matter because it pushes towards B, and although Takej finds a kill, and even a second, it's not enough. Unless Crow can pull off a cheeky little 1v2. With DM up on close right, and the player bench as well, these positions should work out really well. The timing for a peek was held on to pretty well. HR wasn't peeking out to try and get an early bit of information towards Kitchen. Instead, waiting for his teammate to take contact and then swinging out so they could crossfire. That's what you like to see. The only thing they were kind of vulnerable to there was a short push, but even if that came through, you probably would have seen HR spotting it, and then reaction from DM. So depending on whether the spam towards bench would be successful, DM could either swing out on short or just go to the side. Oh, apologies, guys. I had to jump off for a second there. My throat just started dying for no reason. So, 12 to 11, a round for AHQ secured, but Takej comes in with an opening on short. And bails out of there without playing a little bit too aggressive, which is always nice to see. Flash goes through, as it looks like AHQ again want to push towards the safe bomb site. 25 seconds left. They've got to make a... oh my god, they've got to make a move. Flyking catches Crow's head, even through the smoke. Was right to start to rotate over. Catches an angle on the Chance and takes him down. Okay. So at least a decent little start onto the retake. They've got a man advantage to play from. Bomb stopped them with 6 seconds left. There was no chance. As soon as that bomb went down, round is over. But they follow through with the kills very, very quickly. And 12 to 12. Absolute now. Haven't done a whole lot of damage towards AHQ. Economically. Like, certainly not to the extent that they'll be hurting in this round. And with the loss bonus built up... oh, we can't see loss bonus. That's quite sad. We can see the rounds, though. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, indeed. With loss bonus fully built up, They'll be fine right now. I mean, Absolute already one map ahead. They're on the verge of taking this. We need to see AHQ coming in with the better T side. An opening kill goes their way. Takej getting a little bit too big for his boots. Goes for mid-aggression. And was punished. After not finding anything, now we'll see AHQ regrouping, but I would hope anyways. Making a push towards a bomb site. Aggression continues as they end up in this kind of spiral of failed aggression on the CT side. Full rotation towards B, though. They're going to have 3 players here as the push comes through. AHQ taking a little bit too long to make this push happen. This could be the deciding factor with Bars playing passive on the bomb side as well. Boosted up in the back corner. Into a 4v3. Rada finds an opening. Spam from Crow is successful through the smoke. He just caught an angle before. Rada gets another. And Bars isn't even needed in this position. AHQ down to 1 man left alive. AWP for Rada finds it, a 3rd kill on the board. And it's 13-12. Absolute back ahead, and a timeout comes through from the T side. They now need to figure out what the hell is going wrong and also what they're going to buy here. A full buy, though, is very possible. They can get AKs, they can get armor, and they can get utility, with just Flyking suffering a little bit for economy. The fact that Absolute also have pretty low money does lend its way to AHQ's ability to take this. Like, think about it. If AHQ win this round, Absolute have to go for an eco. They're on round 1 loss bonus straight away. Well, round 0 loss bonus, because in round 1, the pistol round, you get 19 now, but still. So they're in a really nice spot, and AHQ going for a force buy here, I think, is definitely the best call. Coming in through Palace, Crow hears them on a come, and Bars picks up one a second as well, and they still haven't even spotted out Crow. He's going to be a hell of a thorn in their side, or in their back as it happens, as he picks up one at a DM, and we're down into a 3 versus 2, which I think is a much worse situation than you would expect for Absolute, considering the positions they had in the opening kills. Like, a 1v2 is definitely a winnable situation right now, but as Zygon falls, it looks less winnable for sure. With Takej finding that frag, we're down to a 14-12 scoreline. Absolute on the verge of victory. Ils sont sur les nerfs. As AHQ, I've got a lot to do. AK-47 comes out on DM, but it's the hero rifle. Everybody else going to be going in with pistols. To each their own. Risky plays sometimes see a reward, as Takej this time, though, doesn't get any reward for that risky play. As they push on further down short, the Tech 9s are successful in at least taking Rada down. And even though a trade goes through, it's not the end of the world. AHQ definitely look favored right now. They've got to be careful, though. Asvel playing over towards the bench has been a thorn on their side before. He's caused a lot of damage in the past, and he's already got one. Bars comes in and drops the bomb. A 3v2, a man advantage with bomb control as well. Or has picked up the AK-47, though. Even with that armor, that's going to be a deadly weapon. A one-shot headshot. Oh, but Flyking's peeking out before HOR has spotted anybody. And now he's going to be easily isolated and taken down with 2 players peeking him at once, at a minimum. 15-12. Match and series point as Absolute look to take this 2-0. They were favored odds-wise from the get-go. And are certainly favored now. You can see their odds on 1.00. We saw this over on Dust 2, but that was a little bit premature on Dust 2, we're not going to lie. in AHQ. They have, I mean, think about it. This is for the series winner. And not only do they have to win this map, but the next. And to win this map, they have to bring it to an overtime and then find a victory, which is definitely unlikely. But it starts out here. We've seen unlikely things from them before. A 13-2 half turned into a 16-11 loss in the game. But even still, 16-11 is a lot closer than I expected at the halftime. So this is a team that definitely has the potential to at least take us to an overtime, if not further. Considering the economic situation for Absolute as well, there's only really 2 full buys in the way of an OT here. And with 2 opening kills right now, this full buy isn't going too well. There's another as bars falls, and in a 2v5, Absolute may be forced to even save. They lose A bomb control. But I'm getting worried because Crow just keeps on aggressing. He takes down 2 into a 1v3. 40 seconds left. Plenty of time to get that bomb planted. But they know that the bomb is there, and as the peak comes out, Lasval, that could have been it. That could have been the play of his life. If he took down the first player, he could have got the bomb planter too. But the spray just wasn't there, leaving it 13-15. 2 rounds behind. AHQ should face off against an eco here. And a full buy right after, so just a couple of pistols. That's all I want to see coming out, and Absolute haven't bought a single pistol yet. Surely Lasval and Crow will buy something. No. Okay, there we go. Crow with 2 flashbangs. We'll see the efficiency of these flashes. They're going to push in through short. Yeah, but look at that chance. Not blind at all. He's able to find 2. Oh no, DM's missing the shots. Has to pull out a P250. Actually falls. Now into a 3v3 with an AWP and an AK picked up. Nobody has armor. That's the only problem with this situation. Moving towards... Okay. The bomb position's confusing me. Are they going for B? Because if they're going to go hit B, they know that they're on pistols. And they know that they probably don't have armor, considering both kills were found with USPs. You should be looking for the longer range duels. And as they move towards middle, that does look to be the case. Now, even still, longer range duels, you're still up against an op. And glass cannon ops will shred you, pretty much no matter what. But Absolute making this at least a close round already looks good for them. They have potential to close it out right here and now. And I mean, to lose to a full eco, $400 invested into a flashbang. Bars has got the angle, but he doesn't scope in on it. Oh, he's going to kick himself for that, watching this back. The timing is just wrong. And now I think it'll be a save. Smoke's going down a B. Lasval spamming away, but the AK doesn't find a kill, although flanking is low. 10 seconds left, and the bomb planted. The right call to run away. You're getting a free op, you're getting a free AK. Takej and Bars both need a drop in the next round, or definitely could use one. It's a hard choice to make, right? Because they could close it out right there, but it definitely makes more sense to just bail out of there. So 15-14. We're on match point for sure. Match and series point on round number 30. With a full buy coming through from AHQ, and op comes out from Rada. It's dropped over, of course, from the previous round. As he's got HROR's up in his hands. Maybe that's the lucky charm he needs. Bars goes down low early on by the Molotov, but he's still able to return a kill onto DM. Now on 28 HP, I'd like to see him just back off. You don't need any further aggression from him at this point. But talking about further aggression, I mean, he's going for it. He's pushing up towards the top of middle, which he's going to be punished for. Chance lets him walk on by, hoping another player follows. He peeks out to try and connect more, but Crow's quick to dispatch him. Into a 4v3. Man advantage for Absolute. No control over the bomb just yet. AHQ can pretty much take this where they want. But they're on the back foot. It's more of an even situation, but if anything, I would favor the CT side at the moment. HQ are taking it slow. They've only got 40 seconds left. They've got to pick up the bomb and rotate down through middle. Crow, like 35 seconds. I mean, they're leaving themselves so little time to get on this bomb site and get it planted. If combat comes through, which in a 3v4 it will definitely. There's Crow with 2 kills. That should be it. Fly King's all alone. 1v4, 20 seconds to get the bomb planted. What a devastating way to lose the map. But it's looking like it's over. Crow even finds the final kill, and what a fantastic series he has had. Everybody over on both teams really performing. Zygon, sure, he didn't come out on top in kills, but I would definitely argue that he's had a lot of impact throughout this game. We saw a lot of support plays coming through, and not everybody can be fragging. It's the very nature of Counter-Strike and how it's played. You're not expecting everybody to be getting kills. I mean, Boris and Zygon playing support roles pretty efficiently, respectively. The thing that impressed me the most here was the step up in performance from TACEdge and Crow. They overtook Rada, who was a star player on map number 1, but didn't have as much to say here. Was a little quieter on the 145 ping still. But a little bit quieter on the AWP. We even saw Lasval taking the op instead of him sometimes. And altogether, a pretty good series for Absolute. I believe they're going to be going on to take down, is it eHome? Let me double check brackets and see where they're at right now. MVP next, right? Absolute versus AHQ. No, sorry. So it's early stage bracket. So they're up against Mazalai and the Mongoloids. What a name. And then MVP are still in this bracket. So MVP are lower bracket. Not lower bracket, but like the represented lower. You've got Ignis, D13. So a lot of teams that Absolute will find it difficult up against for sure. But at least a little bit of hope for them as they come into this and manage to claim it 2-0. But they definitely have a lot of work to do to compete up against some of these other Asian teams, like I mentioned, Ignis, D13, and MVP in particular. So we're going to end things there for today, guys. It's been fun while it lasted, but it didn't last too long on the 2-0. Appreciate you having me out, and I hope you've enjoyed the games. We'll catch you in the next one.